Hello, everybody. Welcome to this convention prep episode of Beware the Board, a horror podcast where we watch a randomly selected horror movie every week. I'm Bob.
I'm Ben.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, Bob.
How you doing?
I could be doing worse.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad that that's the case. Oh, my God.
I'm just tired.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Stop it right now.
Oh, my God.
It's not even that. Look, we are fucking ahead of, look at this. Look, you see what time it is? We're ahead of schedule.
Yeah, nap time.
I'm a little tired too, but that's fine.
All right. Well, today we're watching Victor Crowley. You guys know that. This
Yeah.
is like the third one
In the past,
out of 4, but like, yeah,
yeah. Well, we watched the first one
a while ago.
for Mardi Gras.
All right. So let's just get into it. It's a 2017 film. Description: he's back and ready to kill.
Hell yeah, he is. This one's from 2017. That's actually it's pretty close. It's the closest we've come.
Yeah, that's how time works, Bob.
Well, it's more of I kind of
These
expected.
subsequent movies are getting closer to the present.
The last one was 2013.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting something around something right after that. I guess is
Yeah, but 3 or 4 years is about right after that. That's been the spread out on most of these.
has it? I don't know.
2006 to 2010,
10.
that's 4 years. 2010 to 2013, that's 3 years.
Yeah, I guess. I
2013,
just wasn't
2017.
expecting. I guess I just hadn't thought about how close we were getting to the modern era.
It's not that close
Okay, it's closer than I thought.
because it's 2023, Bob. It's been 6 years.
Stop making me feel old.
That's a longer period of time.
I guess what
Been-
I was I wasn't expecting this movie to have been out when I was in high school, because I could have seen this movie. You know what I mean? Not that I would have, but I could
You
have.
Wouldn't have. Also, I meant logistically, I think it was only in select theaters for a super, super small amount of time.
Okay,
So you.
but there
wouldn't
was a
have seen it.
chance it could have happened.
No, because you're also a baby. Little baby
Some of my
man.
I've told you that I've seen the Friday the 13th remake, Nightmare on Elm Street, and The Bride of Chucky.
Mhm.
One of my friends,
willingly.
no,
Exactly.
not willingly, but one of my other friends is into horror, and I would go to his house, and he would just put shit on and we'd watch it, and I would be like, I'm fucking terrified of this. So there was a chance that it could have happened in my high school years.
Yeah, but would the chance be, let's watch the 4th movie?
Yes, he did that shit all the time.
And
We
the
watched
thief
Bride, which is that's really far down the Child's Play franchise.
Anyways, can I continue?
Sure.
Okay. It's an hour and 23 minutes long. It's not rated.
Oh, fuck yes.
They've all been not rated. We
Yeah,
just
but
watched
we've
the
been
R
watching the
versions.
R-rated versions.
So this has no effect on whether or not we're watching the R-rated version. I
But
don't
I'm
know why you're getting excited.
I'm hoping that there's only an unrated version. We
Nah.
can't watch the R version.
Screw you. Screw you, hippie. IMDb gave it a 5.5 out of 10. Tomato meter gave it a 67%. And audience score 59%.
Okay. I mean, that's been pretty average for the series, and I've liked every movie we've seen, so
So far.
there's no way I'm gonna not like 4. That would be insane.
It'd be kind of funny.
I guess.
Anyways, it has 4 wins and 1 nomination.
Oh.
So that's kind of cool.
That is cool.
Kind of. All right, notable actors. Laura Ortiz as Rose. She played Ruby in the Hills Have Eyes remake in 2006.
Oh. We have to watch that eventually.
Dave Sheridan as Dylan. He played Doofy in Scary Movie. You've seen Scary Movie.
I've seen Scary Movie, but I don't remember who that is. Ah, that guy.
Yeah. Crystal Joy Brown as Sabrina. This is definitely not her most famous role, but it's the one I know her as. Minnie from Deadbeat. She was on 1 episode.
I don't know that.
That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, it's a TV show.
Okay.
I don't expect you to know any media, let alone small TV shows like that.
Yeah.
Tiffany Shepis as Casey. She played Peter in Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, okay.
Chase Williamson as Alex. Played Dave in John Dies at the End. Katie Booth as Chloe. Played Darcy in Tell Me How I Die. Kelly Vrooman as Sue. I just think this one's funny. She played Kelly from the Chica show. She was on 50 episodes from 2012 to 2014, which is very distinctly like a little kid show, like a kid show.
Oh,
show.
okay.
Like Barney kind of stuff.
Okay. Interesting that she went from that to a horror movie.
Well, she went from, that to this. Jonah Ray as Dell. Played Jonah Heston from Mystery Science Theater 3000. I was on 29 episodes from 2017 to 2022. It's a reboot, remake. And then Tyler Main as Bernard. We've seen him before on this podcast.
That name's familiar.
Michael Myers in Halloween 2. 2009.
Nice. Oh, that's a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. That's cool.
All right. Writer and director is Adam Green.
Oh, he's back.
Yep. Also wrote and directed Coffee and Donuts, another one of his films. Budget's estimated at $400,000, and country of origin United States. As for alternate titles, it's also known as like Hatchet 4,
Yeah.
obviously. And the tagline is "Return to his swamp." Cool.
I can't believe he's still around.
Cool. All right. I got 2 facts before we start. First one is that from what I could find, production spanned like only 11 days.
God
Like,
bless.
pretty quick. And apparently a whole day of that shooting was lost when the set collapsed.
The set collapsed?
Yeah.
That sucks, man.
So that's interesting, but not the coolest fact I have. The coolest fact I have is how this movie was like shown for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, this film came out for the 10th anniversary of Hatchet. Like that was the premiere for it, right?
That's cool.
And they did the premiere at the Fright Night Film Festival in 2017. But when they announced it, they didn't announce it as Hatchet 4. What they said was going to happen is they were going to have a special 10th anniversary screening of Hatchet with never-before-seen footage
Oh
that
my
just hadn't
God.
been released. And so when the day rolled around, they were like, hey, surprise, guys, this isn't Hatchet. This is Hatchet 4. This secret sequel that we didn't tell anyone about, and you're going to watch it.
That's actually really fucking rad.
It's really rad. So
I can't imagine showing. Oh, man. That would have been so cool.
being
That's so
a
cool.
fan of Hatchet and showing up, and it's like, not only did you not know there was going to be a 4th one, but here it is today for the first time
And-
ever.
Yeah, and you get to see it. That's incredible.
All right, that's all I got. So let's get to it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We just finished watching Victor Crowley.
Yeah.
Crowley. Crowley. It felt weird coming out of my mouth.
Wow, wow, over there.
Crow, wow, 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 wow.
Oh my God. Okay. Guess that's gonna be the intro to this section.
Crow, wow, 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 wow.
All right. So I'm just gonna give us the description.
Yeah.
I will say, fun film. And I'd recommend if you've seen the other 3, go watch this one before you even hear anything about it.
Yeah. Because I would say it's spoilery for, like, the whole series.
Yeah, even the description's pretty spoilery.
Yeah.
But you've been warned, so I'm gonna do it right now.
Mhm.
All right. So first, immediately, like spoiler right off the bat, is that this film, unlike 2 and 3, does not start off right where the last film ended.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, this film starts off with a cold open that is set in what,
64.
1964? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a big deal. A, because it disrupts the format,
Yeah.
but also because this is the first like flashback kind of thing we've seen.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Mhm.
It's also very funny.
Oh, it's very
And
funny.
It marks like a very different tone in this film because it's
Mhm.
just very goofy and over the top in a way that the other films weren't.
Mm-hmm.
Additionally, I think it's also important to note because like we know Victor Crowley as a ghost didn't appear until after his father's death,
Mm-hmm.
which means his dad was definitely dead by 1964,
Yeah.
which puts everything back farther than I thought.
Yeah, for sure.
That's pretty far back, especially because we learned in what, the second one, that Victor Crowley's like mixed,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Makes those kids feel, well, never mind.
well, no, it's
I'll stop myself.
well, it makes the fact that he's much older than we thought
Yeah, that's true.
more shocking from like a cultural perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, Jesus Christ, how old was Mary Beth Dustin's father?
He must have been ancient.
Because he died in 2007,
Yeah.
and in the flashbacks, he looked like, what, 15, 16?
Yeah, he probably would have been. Well, no, because he was still. I would say he might have been like 14, because they were old enough to do Halloween shenanigans, but not too old to like
To realize firecrackers would burn
down a
wooden
house.
house.
Yeah.
Okay. But still, okay, we'll say 14, right?
Yeah.
Because they looked like teens, you
Mhm.
know? But 14, old.
Yeah.
Because the dad we know lived on for a couple years,
Yeah.
and assumedly for a while after his kid died.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you had a guess. I'd say at least probably like 5-10 years.
It was a while. I don't remember exactly how long.
So Victor Crowley would have at least had to die. I don't think they ever tell us how long,
We don't.
but I'd guess Victor Crowley at least would have had to died in what, 1954?
Oh, you mean Thomas?
No, Victor. Because if 1964
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
could be like his
Mhm.
earliest appearance we've seen. Jesus, her dad must have been old.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just thought that was an interesting thing.
Yeah, I mean, it gives us a time reference for everything that happened that we never had before. We've never been given dates.
Yeah.
It was always just, like, loose.
in the past.
Mhm.
And there's been jokes about how loose it was because someone was like, that must have been 1 billion years old.
Yeah.
Like 300-something years old. And it was like, it does seem like it sometimes. But also, we've seen characters that were alive during that time period,
Yeah.
and they look at varying ages.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Reverend Zombie is, like, he looks 50.
Yeah, maybe.
Early 50s, maybe. In, 2 and 1.
Yeah.
But then there's, like...
A YouTube video.
But then there's, like...
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I was
of,
going
at
to say
least.
then there's Robert Englund, so
Yeah.
David Dunston's dad,
Mm-hmm.
who we know is the same age, but looks so
Old.
much older. All right, that's all aside. So there's this cold open. We get to see some people die. It's really cool, really
Yeah.
rad, but it sets a tonal difference.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do the interesting with this film, where it's 10 years later.
Yeah.
So the first 3 films, I said this on the end of Hatchet 3, but the first 3 films are really like a trilogy. If you're going to watch any films in the series, watch the first 3 together back to back, because they really are like one mega film.
Mm-hmm.
But because they take like place right after the last film in the series, like it's 1, 2, 3 back to back to back, they're all set like within the same 48 hours,
Yeah.
all in like 2007. And so this one's 10 years later, so it's 2017, which just happens to be when this film's filmed, which is really cool that we're now finally caught up.
That
in
we're
time.
finally not in 2007 anymore.
I'm sure that's also really nice from a writing perspective,
yeah.
because they're not like trapped in the same year time-wise,
Mm-hmm.
both from like, oh, we have to do background stuff, but also like we have the same cast of characters
Yeah.
that are the same ages. Like we've talked about, Adam Green has a cameo in the first 3 films where he's all the same drunk guy.
Yep.
In this one, he's a pilot.
Yeah.
Assumedly the same pilot as the drunk guy, right? Just 10 years later.
Maybe that's really funny.
I'd assume, right? Because he's been the same guy in the whole series.
Yeah, that's a good character arc for that guy.
Now he's dead.
Well, now he's definitely
We
dead.
watched his whole life from drunk frat guy to dead.
to dead.
All right, all jokes aside, it's 10 years later, and we are now following Andrew Young, who is Andrew from the 3rd film, who was also, Justin in the 2nd one,
Yep.
and Sean in the 1st one.
All the same guy.
All same guy. It's, what is his name? Perry Shen,
Yep.
I believe.
I'm a fan of this man.
He's very funny. I really like that we're focusing now on him because, first of all, it's the best joke in the first 3 films.
Yeah.
Is that he returns over and over again. We made jokes about in the last episode that it's the belt sander, but it's actually him.
Oh, him and the belt sander.
And the belt sander. Surprise, guys. It comes back again.
It comes back. It's awesome.
It's great. But Perry Shin does a great job, and I think it was kind of cool to focus on him this time because, like, at least for me, he kind of feels like the main character of this series because
He's been in all of them.
he's the only mainstay in all of them besides Victor Crowley. I mean,
That's fair.
yeah, Mary Beth Dunstan's been in the first 3, and we do get to see references to her in this film.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been a different actor sometimes,
Yeah.
and also, like, how much she's been in the film has really varied.
Yeah, she wasn't really in 3, but she was in a lot of 2.
And she wasn't really in 1 all that much either.
Yeah.
But
It was mostly Ben.
Perry Shen's been in all of them for
Mhm.
about the same amount of screen time. So I think that was a cool, like, directorial switch and also pretty fun to watch.
He's also good. Like, he's a good actor.
he's
He's
also
funny.
funny.
Like,
And additionally, it's kind of cool because there's a lot more you can do with him as a character in this universe. Because there's the joke of he's played 3 identical people,
yeah.
but also just the simple fact that, like, as an audience, we are now used to the joke that, like, the actor can come back as any character.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I think, more acceptable for that character to die as long as the actor comes back as a different character in another film.
Yeah.
So there's more you can do with that as a lead. At least I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what your thoughts are there. Anyways, we're taken back with Andrew 10 years later, and he is just having the worst life.
Oh, he's having a horrible time.
Like, basically, he was the sole survivor of, like, 40 people dying.
Yep.
Like a 40-person massacre where he claimed a ghost did it.
Yeah.
And so, of course, he got tried for murder,
Mm-hmm.
especially since 2 of the bodies were just covered in his DNA.
It's almost like
he was two of those people.
yeah.
But he's kind of become like a very hated figure
Yeah.
in this world.
Like a micro celebrity that everybody hates.
Yeah, because basically everyone is convinced, at least the general public, is convinced that he killed all these people.
Mhm.
I don't know why.
I don't know.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
It doesn't.
Because he's a smaller dude.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the guys, of the 40 people who died, were massive.
Oh my god, yeah, dude.
And SWAT team.
Mm-hmm. They all had guns.
And bazookas.
Like what?
But yeah, he's just like hated by a lot of people. And like he's a micro celebrity now because like I think he makes money like doing interviews and talk shows and stuff like that, talking about his experiences, which I think the film addresses at one point is like, that's really shitty. But I said this to Bob during the movie. It's like, I don't know if he has any other option.
Yeah. Unless you wanted to just stay being an EMT.
I don't know if he could anymore.
Yeah, I don't like with the charges against him, even though he was exonerated or whatever.
I don't know if the state would hire him back.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Especially since he's a pretty well-known figure, especially in like Baton Rouge where he lives.
Mm-hmm.
And is very hated. I don't know if like people would be comfortable
Yeah.
having them, treat them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, really shitty situation. But he's basically brought onto a talk show to do an interview. And, well, they're about to film one. And they're flying over Honey Island Swamp because he's basically been promised a lot of money by his producer to, like, do this interview. $1 million, very specifically.
Yeah, that's how much he says he'll make if
Because he's
do
just
it.
like, I'm too stupid to say no to
$1 million.
$1 million.
At first he goes 600,000. He just walks away. He's like, absolutely not.
Exactly.
And then he's like, $1 million. He went, okay.
Fair enough. Because in this universe, again, part of the reason that no one believes him and thinks he's like an actual killer is because Honey Island Swamp, after the 40 people massacre, became a tourist attraction,
Mm-hmm.
which fucked up.
That's
but
fucked up.
realistic. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah,
And so like, there's been tours there for 10 years.
and nothing bad has happened.
Yeah, nonstop. Assumedly, both at day and at night.
Mm-hmm.
Because, surprise, guys, the end of the third film, which I hope you've seen at this point,
Yeah,
they actually do kill Victor Crowley.
they win.
It's super rad. We didn't talk about it on the last episode. We get to see him melt. Great.
It's awesome.
So he's been dead for like 10 years. And what ends up happening in this film is Andrew, a bunch of other characters in this plane flying over Honey Island Swamp, and they crash.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another group in the swamp that starts playing YouTube videos with the voodoo chant that apparently cursed Victor Crowley to begin with.
Yep.
And one of the 50 videos says the chant correctly. It's very specifically, I believe, the one with Reverend Zombie.
Yep. I guess he posted a YouTube video before he died in 2007.
Well, that sounds a lot like
That does sound
Reverend
like him.
Zombie. Because that would be baby YouTube, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
When was YouTube?
2006.
Okay, yeah. Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that really is right up Reverend Zombie's boat for
Posting
like,
weird voodoo shit on the internet.
theatric he was.
Yeah.
Anyways, their plane crashes. They land in the swamp, and right around the same time, one of the YouTube videos brings Victor Crowley back. And
Yep.
it's just what you'd expect from that point.
Mm-hmm.
Although I will say a lot of it's characters in the plane crash.
Yeah.
I think both because it's a smart thing to do. It's the safest place to hide. But also because the budget on this film is not.
Yeah, dude, when you said
Insane.
the budget at the start, I was surprised with how low it was.
Yeah, this is the lowest budget, I think, of all of them, right?
Yeah, it was only 400,000.
400,000. Hatchet 3 was 1.1 million.
Yep.
Hatchet 2 was the second lowest at 800,000. I think the original was like a million something.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the lowest by a lot. And I think they did a good job with the budget.
Yeah, I think they did too.
They kept it down by keeping a lot of the stuff in the plane.
Mm-hmm. Well, they also kept it down by having, because I'll be honest, Hatchet 3 is a fucking bloodbath.
Yeah.
He murks so many motherfuckers in that movie. This one, it's a small cast of characters. You know, you got probably, like, I don't know, less than 10 people
Yeah.
in the whole film, and they're like, you're focused on them, so it's a lot less about, the budget didn't have to go to practicals and stuff for Kim killing people. It went to other stuff.
It was less spread out.
Yeah.
And I think they made a lot of good choices to make the budget spread out
Mm-hmm.
the way they did. And so I do want to say, while this is like the cheapest film, it also looked really, really good.
It still looked great, yeah. I only had issues with maybe the cold open. But
with
even
how
then,
the kills looked.
yeah, and even then,
Yeah, I will say the kills looked unrealistic in a cartoony way that the
Mhm.
other ones haven't before in
Yeah.
the series. But once I started getting into the film, I was like, that really fits the aesthetic.
It does.
Of
It
this
fits the
movie.
tone of what's happening.
Because this movie is very funny.
We
we
movie's
got
hilarious.
a ton of outtakes, and I think most of them are just us laughing because this was, out of all the films, the most comedic.
Yeah.
Just over the top goofy.
And I think that's because we've seen 1, 2, and 3 are, I don't want to say serious films, but one is a goofy film, to be honest. It is.
But because it's a B movie slasher.
It's semi-serious in the fact that, like, this stuff is happening, right? 2, much more grounded, much more serious kind of film about the stuff going on in the swamp. 3's the same way. And to just go 10 years later and come in with, like, this weird, goofy, comedic tone is fun. It's refreshing, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially because we're coming off the back of, like, Victor Crowley died. Like, that arc is over, so having a new tone coming in feels a lot better because it's like, we're starting again. It's fresh.
I think that's a very good point because the first 3 films feel like their own little mini arc in the franchise, and this feels like a different segment of it.
Yeah.
Again, it's hard for me to discuss like longer slasher series with you because you haven't really seen any.
Yeah.
And you're only in the middle of like one, and I don't think the Halloween franchise is a good example for slasher franchises because it's a little bit weird. But like even with that one, you're seeing there's like different arcs where there's different focuses, and this just feels like the first 3 are like the Mary Beth saga, and this one feels like the Andrew Young show,
which I'm a fan of.
And so they're very different tonally. So I think that's really nice. It's refreshing, like you said. Going back to like money saving stuff, we talked about the fact that there's less people in the cast, and I think that was such a great choice.
It is.
Because my main issue with Hatchet 3 is how many characters there are and how that like I felt affected dialogue and just how much we cared about the characters.
Yeah.
And this film just doesn't have that issue.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, all the characters were interesting, except for a couple characters that were just there to pad the numbers.
Yeah.
Of which I think there's, like 4?
Yeah, but...
And even then, they were all unique because they were just characters. Like caricatures of characters.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really good choice. Now, on that note, I do want to mention there's 2 kind of famous people that I didn't mention in the notable actor section.
I knew one of them.
That I saved to the end. Who was the one you knew, Bob?
Felissa Rose is in this.
Yeah, she plays Kathleen, which is Andrew Young's publicist.
And she's awesome.
Yeah, and we last saw her on Convention Prep. I think that's
Terrifier 2.
Yep, Mrs. Principe.
Yeah, the principal or whatever.
I don't think she's the principal. Her name is just one letter off from principal.
Which is funny.
And then there's another guy.
I don't know who he is.
He plays Austin. And I was like, Bob, you know this guy.
I know his face. I absolutely know his face. I've seen him somewhere else. I just don't know his name.
And so the whole time he was on screen, I was like, all right, Bob, who's this guy? He's from a TV show. He does some comedy stuff. He's like one of 4 hosts on a TV show.
I don't.
4.
I still don't get it.
And he does a lot of like humor and jokester stuff in like New York. And I think it's New York. I don't know. It's kind of like impractical to film. And
I don't know what you're talking about.
Bob's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I still don't know what you're talking about.
You sure you don't have any more guesses?
No.
So that's Brian Quinn.
Okay.
Goes by Q. It's on Impractical Jokers.
What is that?
I
don't know what you're talking about.
Well, then I'm not going to explain it to you.
What do you mean? No, explain. I don't know what that is.
It's a TV show.
Okay. What is it about?
I'm not going to explain a
What?
TV show to you.
No, but like now I have, but I've definitely seen that guy before. Is he in other stuff?
No, you've definitely seen that TV show before.
Have I?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I'm not going to explain it to you.
I don't know what it is though.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
It's okay, Bob. I expect this from you.
Okay. The way you were describing it, it sounded like Jackass.
Yeah, you've definitely seen this show before.
Have I?
Yeah.
Okay.
They like go out in the public and they do impractical jokes because it's called Impractical Jokers.
Okay.
You suck, Bob.
I don't know what you want from me, man.
That's
I
it.
haven't
You just
seen
suck.
it. I don't
You
know what you're
definitely
talking
have.
about.
Because the fact that you recognize his face tells me you've seen it.
I've definitely recognized the man.
Because you've seen this show, you just don't remember.
Okay.
All right, well, fuck you. Moving on. Kind of cool there that they got some like more well-known people to play roles in this.
Yeah. And with Felissa Rose being in it, it's like a horror cameo too, because she's in other horror stuff, which is a kind of a mainstay for the series.
Yeah.
At least one, you know?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. The only other like cameo I want to talk about, because Bob didn't pick up on it at all, even though I kept trying to make references to it. One of the main characters of this movie is Laura Ortiz. She plays Rose.
Oh. Yeah.
So she's like a 24-year-old. She's with the other group that isn't in the plane.
Mm-hmm.
They're shooting a Victor Crowley movie.
Yeah.
Or at least teaser trailer. Which is also a joke because that's how the original Hatchet got made.
Yeah.
Is with the...
And I think they call it what the oh my god, I think the original name, but they say their name for the movie is going to be is Hatchet Face, which I think is the original screenplay name for Hatchet.
At least it was like the character that Hatchet is based on.
Yeah,
'Cause
that
remember
Adam
when he
Green
was a
created.
kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Rose is a cameo character.
Oh,
We've actually seen her before.
have
She
we?
was in Hatchet 2.
As who?
So, we get to see her in the cold open when
Oh.
Jack Cracker is
Jack Cracker.
watching this camera
Mm-hmm.
that he found in the middle of the woods after the massacre in the first movie.
Well, it was Doug's.
And it was Doug Shapiro.
Doug
Totally his
Shapiro.
name. Who ran Bayou Beavers.
Yep.
And so he has his like Bayou Beaver footage on there.
Mm-hmm.
And during the footage we get to see Rose. Do you know which one she was?
No, I don't remember.
She was the 14-year-old
Oh,
kid.
the kid that he was. Oh my
that Doug
god.
Shapiro was being a pedophile towards.
chasing her with a fucking camera, being a creep. Jesus Christ, that makes sense.
She was like, "Fuck off! I'm
And
14.
it's been 10 years.
It's been 10 years.
So this is like 24.
She's 24. Yeah,
Nice.
I thought that was a fun little cameo.
That is a fun cameo. I didn't recognize her.
Yeah, so that was cool. Again, some of that stuff where we get to keep with the universe.
Yeah.
Super cool. Aside from that, I don't know if there's anything else I want to talk about, like in particular, besides the fact that it was just like a lot of fun.
I don't know. I don't think there's anything else I want to talk about either because, like, we spoiled most of the stuff that is. We haven't spoiled anything, really, because, like, we haven't told you how people died or who
Yeah.
died and whatnot. I just. A big thing for me about this film is it's very tonally different from the other three, but in, like, the best way possible for a late series addition to a slasher.
Yeah,
Because it's different enough while still maintaining the same feel,
they
I
did
guess.
a switch up to keep it fresh, and it works.
Yeah, and it's really good, and I really liked it. I enjoyed it a shit ton. I thought
And
it was
all the
really
characters
good.
are pretty good. Shout out Dylan.
Shout out to Dylan.
That man's a himbo.
That man is a himbo, but he's incredible. He made me laugh so fucking hard.
All right. Yeah. I think that's a good place to leave it. I guess before we move on to recommendations, Bob had a question for me earlier. Do you remember your question?
Oh, yeah. Are they going to make a Hatchet 5? Has Adam Green talked about this?
That's a very interesting question, Bob. I'm glad you came up with that question and I didn't have to prompt you with a visual.
Well, I was asking at the end of the movie, and I forgot that I asked that out loud.
Okay. So stuff seems mixed.
Okay.
I heard some stuff that was like this one was going to be the last one. Just because, like, I think Adam Green's done 4 of these. He might be getting a little tired. But as of, like, 2020, I think he's done some interviews where he was like, this film did really well, and so there's probably going to be another one. However, that was in 2020,
Okay.
which was a while ago,
Yeah,
and there
that's
hasn't
fair.
been anything since then.
Maybe
Not to mention there was all the COVID stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the answer is, I don't know.
I hope so. I would like to see a 5.
I haven't heard anything that's, like, explicitly, like, no.
Mm-hmm.
But I also haven't heard anything that's explicitly like yes, and it's also been 6 years, which is the longest it's been between any movie in the franchise. So that's not a good sign, but who knows? I would expect if there's a 5th one, we won't hear about it until it's out.
Yeah, which is sad because I would love to see another one. I don't want to, I'm just going to put this out in the universe. I think it's the only slasher series we finished.
Yeah. It's almost like it's been the shortest one.
It
So
has
that's
been
not
the shortest
hard.
one. It might be my favorite one.
Well, we finished the one movie slasher series.
Well, yeah, we finished those, but that's one movie.
Those don't count.
Yeah, I would say for movies, for series with more than 2 movies, okay? I would say 2 is, like, not long enough to be considered a franchise.
I'd say a series is what, 4?
I would say a series
plus?
is 4. Yeah, maybe
'Cause
3.
3 is just a trilogy that has its own word.
Sure. Okay, so 4
And no
plus.
one says what, a quadrilogy?
No one says that.
Yeah, so
This might be my favorite one that we've gotten. Like, I just have such a good time. I like Victor Crowley as a killer. I like how just absolutely batshit insane this series gets at times.
yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. Not necessarily the best thing ever, but
No.
as far as slashers go, it's pretty good.
But
time.
look, I was never pissed off like I'm pissed off when we watched Halloween 5.
no, I think across the board we all had a good time.
Yeah.
for
Like, I
each
have not
one.
been upset yet.
Not always good films, but
Yeah.
good times.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you want to do your recommendation, Bob?
Yeah. If you've seen the first 3, watch this one. It's fucking great. it's different enough to where it doesn't feel redundant, because I think if it had come in with the same tone as 3, it would not have felt as good.
I think it would have been worn out at that point.
It would have been worn out. So I'm glad they did a switch up. So if you're looking for something fresh from a slasher late in a series, it's really good for that. If you want something that's funny, this movie's funny, but in the most like grim, dark, ridiculous way possible. There's some fucked up shit that happens in this movie, but it is hilarious. I'm not gonna say what, but my god. He's even fucking laughing. Yeah, that shit made me laugh so fucking hard. If you're a fan of Perry Shen, that man, he's been in all of them. I'm so glad that he's back. When he appeared on screen, I lost my shit. Okay?
I don't think you were expecting it.
No! He was look, I was like, it's over. Like, I was like, okay, 4, it's over. We're going in blind. He's back. It was sick. If you like Kane Hodder, look, I don't know how old Kane Hodder is at this point in 2017. I don't know how old he is now or how old he was then.
Old for doing stunts.
Old for doing stunts like this fucking movie, okay? He does an awesome job as Victor Crowley. I love him so much. He's great. If you're a fan of him,
68.
God bless.
No, he was 62.
He was, still. Dude's almost 70 years old, still doing shit
Yeah.
like that. That's awesome. Good for that
I
guy.
think that might have been his last movie, though.
Oh, really?
Maybe. I don't know. I can check.
But still, like, if you like Kane Hodder, he does a great job as Victor Crowley. He's good. I like him a lot.
No, he's been doing stuff since then.
If you're into slashers in general and you haven't seen 1, 2, 3, watch 1, 2, and 3, and then watch 4. But it's a good one. I highly recommend. I think it's really fun. Good for blood and guts and practical effects. They're not as realistic as they are in the first 3 films, or like I would say as intense, but they're like over the top in the right way that matches the tone. So they're really fun. In a weird way, it's in a way that gore can be fun, I guess. Lots of good blood spray, lots of good like weird shit. I mean, there's one that was fucking hysterical, Ben. You cannot tell me. I think that's it. Those are my recommendations.
Okay. There's the classic, if you like the Hatchet franchise, I think this is a good continuation of it. It gives you something fresh and new, and that's a lot of fun and really cool to see late in the series, because it's not always tonal switches in a franchise like this aren't always good. In fact, they're usually bad.
They normally don't work.
When they land, it can be really refreshing, and I think this one is. However, I think my big recommendation for this film is if you like a kind of dark comedy slasher film with an emphasis on like blood and guts, that's what this is. It's probably the best description I can give. So if that sounds good to you, go watch it. It's a lot of fun. All right, Bob, rate it.
Oh boy. So, we're recording these very close together, so I'm going to go ahead and just I gave this in a 3, but I'm going to give this now 2. I gave Hatchet a 3. I gave Hatchet 2, 3.5. I gave Hatchet 3, 4. The scale keeps going up, Ben.
So you can give it a 4.5.
4.5. I like this. I would say this during the movie. This is probably my favorite one. Because, I like the first one a lot. I like the second one a lot. And I like the third one a lot. But because this is such a small cast of characters, we get such good characterization on all of these individuals, and they're all over-the-top, ridiculous characters of a certain type of person, and they're all so fucking funny when they interact with each other, and they bounce off each other really well. The kills are good. While I think the gore isn't, realistic in the same way, it's over the top in the best way possible to fit these absolutely, over-the-top characters.
It's cartoony, but it works.
But it works because of, it's Victor Crowley. He's back. He's swinging. You know what I mean? We're late into a slasher series, so it's just he's a murdering, and they're getting murdered, and it's awesome. I like the fact that Perry Shen's back as Andrew Young. I'm glad that they brought that joke around. A lot of jokes that happen early on in the series get brought back in this film, too. Stuff that, basically, this is just a great continuation of the universe, and because of the tone that they came in swinging with it, I like it a lot. It's my favorite one. It's so fun.
All right. I think I'm also going to give it a 4.5. And, there's a couple reasons for that. I mean, straight off the bat, I think it's probably the strongest entry in the franchise. I think, like Bob said, it might be my favorite. Just because, look, it's the cheapest, and you can tell. But even though it's cheap, it's probably the most approachable.
Mm-hmm.
There's none of the weird stylistic things that the first film has that can make it hard to watch. And it doesn't have, the whole continuing story thing that 2 and 3 have. This film's really interesting because you can just, start watching it.
Yeah.
And just watch this one and have a good time because, the opener is, a classic horror film with, a cold open and then a exposition dump for the intro. But more important than that, I just think it's strong as its own thing of like we got a great cast of characters. They bounce off each other really well. Goofy, it's funny. Lots of jokes that like do reference past stuff, but are also established in the movie, so they're still funny. For instance, belt sander's back.
Yeah.
Great time there. But they don't go, oh, it's a belt sander. Haha, it's funny because we saw it in 3 other movies. They go, Perry Shen references the fact that there was a belt sander in the last movie.
Yeah.
Doesn't say it by name. He's just like, I don't know. He has tools.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Like Dennis. But he just references that like Victor Crowley has tools, and one of the other people's like, yeah, but they'd have to leave like something out here for like 10 years. And then we get to see the belt sander, and it comes back, and they're like, you were right.
They left it out here for 10 years.
And so, yeah, I mean, I think just overall, it's very well shot. It's very funny. Actors are giving it their all. There's good dialogue, good gore like you want.
Mhm.
It doesn't necessarily look as like realistic as the previous films, but I think the cheaper look of it really does fit the tone.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as I said, most importantly, on top of all that stuff, it's just approachable. Like, I could just put this one on and be like, this is it. Just watch this one. You don't have to watch 1 through 3. Still recommend it, but, it works. It's not often you see something that, like, could stand alone like that, especially so late in the franchise.
No, you don't. And I think it's good. You could watch it by itself, but having seen the first 3 adds a lot to the experience.
No, those are good legs that raise it up, but
Mhm.
it's stable enough to stand on its own.
Yeah.
I guess on that note, I should probably give my rating order here, right?
Sure,
I
yeah.
gave the first one, like, 1.5.
Yeah.
Which I said it would be a 4 for enjoyment, but for just movie quality, it wasn't good.
It's a bad movie.
Second one I gave a 4.
Yeah.
And then the third one I gave, what, 3? 3.5?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
We recorded that, like, not that long ago.
No.
We both have goldfish brain, man.
Might have been a 4, maybe?
We record
I
so
don't
many
know.
of these, dude.
Either way, for order of enjoyment, for me, it goes 4. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, we're going to go to the outtakes. Have fun with those.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in a minute. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the outtake section for this episode of Beware the Board. I hope you're enjoying our review of Victor Crowley so far. I really love this film. It's definitely my favorite in the series. It's just so fucking funny. Now, if you do not want any spoilers from this outtake section, please skip to 45 minutes and 47 seconds immediately. This first clip is Ben and I reacting to the absolutely ridiculous cold open of this film. What the fuck? What is... She's fucking got snot all over her fucking face. Oh my... Ew. This next clip is our reaction to the introduction of this movie's main character. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. They can't keep doing this. Jesus fucking Christ.
Hey, he's the same character this time.
Well, he survived.
Yeah. First time.
Oh my lord. This next clip is us laughing about the fact that 2 of the victims of the Honey Island Swamp Massacre had matching DNA to Andrew Young.
They're the 2 victims that were him.
I didn't even think about that. I assumed it was the 2 victims that died next to him.
No, it's
Or
the
Randy.
2 that were him.
Yeah. This next clip is Ben and I reacting to a really, really racist lady. That was racist. That was definitely racist. You can't get someone's race wrong and then ask, "Are you sure?" when they correct you. This next clip is Ben refusing to tell me who Brian Quinn is in this movie. Oh my god. This bitch is back. Who is that guy? That guy looks so familiar. No, Ben, tell me who that is.
No.
Why not?
We're going to wait until you figure it out yourself.
Ben, I'm telling you, I don't know his name. But I know his face.
He's from TV.
This next clip is Ben giving me more hints and me still not getting it. I'm trying so hard.
Bob, I gave you so many hints.
Also, that dude in the cold open was the dude from Mrs. Science Theater 3000.
Okay.
No way it wasn't, because I haven't seen him
Probably
again
was.
yet.
He lost a lot of weight then.
Well, he normally also has a beard.
Wow, Staten Island. That's where they do that TV show in New York.
They do that in New York?
Yeah.
This next clip is Ben and I reacting to Dylan getting Victor Crowley's name wrong, and Ben continuing to give me more hints. Vincent Crosby! Can we call the episode Vincent Crosby?
Maybe.
That's a hilarious fucking name.
Just 4 dudes in New York
Four
joking
dudes.
around.
This next clip is our reaction to the ridiculous way that Victor Crowley gets brought back. This is so fucking... That's a stupid setup. That's so stupid.
But it's so realistic.
It's hilarious. This next clip is Ben and I's reaction to Who Survived the Plane Crash. I wonder if the guy that's through the back door's okay. She fucking slept through the whole thing. And survived. That's awesome.
Nice.
Oh, the pilots are dead.
Probably the nicest way you can die in this film.
Oh yeah. This next clip is our reaction to seeing everyone's favorite character in this entire franchise. Oh God! A belt sander!
The best cameo! Oh my
Hey, look
God.
what it is. Where's the 8-foot-long chainsaw?
I think the belt sander's like the funniest joke.
It's so good.
In part because it's the classic joke that every serial killer has, like their weapon.
Yeah. This next clip is our reaction to the return of Victor Crowley.
There it is.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh, the ball
Hammer.
peen hammer.
That's not a ball peen. That's a
Oh, no,
regular
it's not.
hammer.
You're right. Oh! Oh my God! Holy shit! He's had some time to rest in his time away. He's fucking brutal, bro.
He looks bigger in this one.
He looks huge in this. Oh, he's still got. Oh,
Oh, he's still alive.
yeah.
There it is.
Oh, he popped his fucking head off like a nail. You know, I think the cold open kill,
Why didn't you run?
the cold open kills lacked a little bit of
Brutality?
well, they just weren't as good as some of the other, but that was good. This next clip is our reaction to probably my favorite kill in this entire film. There she goes.
Bye,
Off into the swamp to die.
Oh, there he is.
Oh my God. That's awesome. Oh.
He got scalped. Is that the top of his skull, too?
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, his brain just fucking fell out. That was cool. This next clip is our reaction to one of the most ridiculous kills in this entire film. She got to call 911. Oh, there goes her arm. Oh, that has to hurt.
Oh, it came out her mouth.
Oh. I'm afraid you're breaking up. It was really good. This next clip is our reaction to Victor Crowley finally using his signature weapon.
Oh, my God. A belt sander?
It's back.
Oh, this is really going to set off flashbacks for Andrew.
Yeah. This next clip is our reaction to watching them try to kill Victor Crowley, but failing miserably.
You know, unrealistic because I am fully aware of how much suck
Yep.
those engines have. I guess it's going at a very low amount, but still.
Oh. She just punched him in the face. I don't think it's ever happened to Victor Crowley. He's never been actually punched like that. This next clip is our reaction to Dylan being a hero.
You know what? That was very brave.
Yeah, it was. That was very brave, but it's not working out for you.
Well, no, he's trying.
He is trying. You might actually get sucked in. The suction isn't enough. No, come on. Oh! You barely knew him.
No, but he was a brave idiot.
He was a brave idiot. This next clip is our reaction to this movie's post-credit scene. No fucking way. Oh my fucking god. Okay. All right. Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the outtakes. I know there were quite a few, and a lot of it was just us laughing. For real, for real. That was a funny movie. Do we have any announcements, Benjamin?
Yeah, we just have the announcement for what we're watching next week for convention prep.
Yeah.
Sleepaway Camp.
Oh shit, I forgot we were watching that.
Yeah.
It's been so long since we've made this list that I've forgotten a lot of the stuff on the list.
Technically, we don't have to watch it.
That's true. We've seen Felissa Rose and a lot of other stuff.
Surprise, yeah.
Yeah.
She's going to be at the convention. But
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, so we're watching that. So look forward to that next Saturday.
I'm excited.
So only in a couple days
Mhm.
from now. On that note, obviously, same Friday episodes as usual. So
No.
check those out. Those are much better than these.
I don't know if they're much better. No, I would not say they're much better. Some of the movie qualities on the board lately.
No, but structurally, they're much better.
I don't know about that either.
Shut
it's
up.
the same structure.
Fuck you. Anyways, check us out wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, other places. We're also on YouTube, which is a great place to show us some support. You can like and subscribe and hit that bell button if you want to be notified whenever we drop a new video. You can also check us out on Twitter. That's a great place to communicate with us. Same thing as the YouTube comment section. Maybe tell us a good, belt sander brand. I want to know what gas-powered belt sander not
What does
only
he use?
can hold gasoline for 10 years, but still works when it's been sitting in the
Yeah,
swamp that long.
After ripping how many people's faces off?
Mm-hmm.
And belt sanding through a whole boat?
Yeah.
That
Plus,
thing's intense.
you can use that thing to fix a plane, video game style. Just belt sand the wires and it works.
Apparently.
Not to mention, I want to know where you can get that wire attachment that just plugs into the swamp.
Swamp-powered belt sander.
Pretty great.
Oh, man. I love that belt sander. Like Ben said, check us out on Twitter, @BewareTheBoard. It's where I post updates about the show, information about the show, anything you want to know about the show goes on our Twitter. On Mondays, I post a spoiler post for that week's episode, which is basically a movie cover that's hidden, and you can reveal it to see what it is so that you can watch the movie before we do. So whenever we're talking about the movie on the episode, we give spoilers, or if we're being really big at stuff, you know what we're talking about, and you don't get anything ruined. Then, on Fridays, or whatever day an episode goes up, I post a link to the episode, which basically means if you miss an upload or wondering when something went up, it's all on our Twitter. Last thing, check us out on TikTok, @BewareTheBoard, and also YouTube Shorts. Basically, we're doing short-form content now. I'm cutting old clips from old episodes. I'm cutting new clips from old episodes. I'm basically going through and taking our show and condensing it down into short little bite-sized pieces for you to enjoy. So, yeah, check us out on TikTok, @BewareTheBoard, and on YouTube Shorts. That's it.
All right. See you later, guys.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.